myself Vinod. Today I came with a new topic which is called 2D motion. What is that? Two-dimensional motion. Right. So before going to discuss about 2D motion, we have come across 1D motion, that is kinematics one-dimensional motion. In the one-dimensional motion, an object is always traveling along either x-axis or y-axis. Means we did not mention whether the body is moving along x-axis or y-axis. But in this particular chapter, that is 2D motion, every time we have to specify whether the body is moving along x and y directions. So that means what? We have to use some suffixes here. So just recollect what is things that we have learnt in the previous lesson. We'll see now. That is, very first one is about a position vector. So for example, if I discuss about a position vector, say this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis, and I have a origin here, and let me consider the coordinates here x comma y. Then the position vector given by r bar. So how we can write the position vector here? Simply r bar is equals to x into I cap plus y into j cap. So this is my position vector. This is the way to write the position vector. And also we supposed to calculate what is velocity vector and what is acceleration vector. Since we found out the position vector, with the help of position vector we can find out what? A velocity vector. So generally a velocity vector can be written as Vx into I cap plus Vy into j cap. Right? So how we can find out the velocity vector? So means velocity can be written as derivation of displacement vector, that is dr bar with respect to time, that is dt. Dr bar by dt if I do, I will be getting what? My velocity vector. So which is equals to d by dt of, what is my dr vector? This is my r vector, that is x I cap plus y j cap. If I do it, so what is the answer? So further simplification, I can write dx into I cap plus dy by dt into j cap. So this becomes my Vx along unit vector I cap, and this becomes Vy along j cap. This can be my V vector, right? This is my velocity vector. And also if you wanted to find out the acceleration vector, again we have to derive the velocity with respect to time. That gives my acceleration. How means we'll see now. So my acceleration vector can be written as ax into I cap plus ay into j cap. So acceleration is nothing but what? Derivation of velocity with respect to time, that is dv bar by dt, which is equals to d by dt of velocity, that is Vx into I cap plus Vy into j cap. So what is the velocity, derivation of velocity? This gives my acceleration. That again further simplification I am writing here, d by dt of Vx into I cap plus d by dt of Vy into j cap. This gives you my acceleration which is along x-axis, and this gives you my acceleration along y-axis along j cap, and this is my acceleration. So means we found out what is position vector, what is velocity vector, and what is acceleration vector. Why I am telling all these things means, because in the case of projectile motion, that means in the case of 2D motion, it is very important to specify whether the body is moving along x-axis or y-axis. So we have to divide the displacement in x and y directions, velocity in x and y directions, and acceleration is also in x and y directions. So first of all, what is two-dimensional motion? We will see projectile motion, and second one is circular motion. Today in this session, let me focus on projectile motion, and we'll see later what is circular motion, right? So my intention is to calculate what is projectile motion. So projectile motion is nothing but simply assume, let me consider the two axes here. Say this is my y-axis, and I have one more axis which is called x-axis, right? I have taken the two axes, and say this is my origin O. If I throw a stone or a particle with some initial velocity, say u, then what happens? Then it will travel like this and finally it reaches the earth. Okay, so that means what? When a particle is moving with some velocity, due to the gravitational force, it again comes back to the earth surface. We can call it as simply it is a projectile motion, and make sure that this is making some angle with the horizontal. Okay, this trajectory we can call it as projectile motion, right? So in this projectile motion, it is very important to divide the initial vector, initial velocity as some components. You can see here, this is my initial velocity u is divided like this, along horizontal and some along vertical component. So from the resolution of vectors I am drawing here. So this is the diagram I got here. Just say this is my u, and my component of the horizontal becomes what? U cos theta. This is u cos theta, and my vertical component becomes what? U sin theta, right? U theta. So now this component value becomes what? U cos theta, and my vertical component becomes u sin theta, right? Now what happens? This is the path to which the trajectory, the object is reaching the earth here, and you can see this is my maximum height. What is this called? Maximum height. The position where the particle reaches the maximum position, we can call it as a maximum height. And also you can see it covers some horizontal distance. The horizontal distance covered by the particle is called range. What is this? Range. Okay, so you can see here, when an object is reaching from this particular point to this maximum height, we can call it as a time of ascent, and from the maximum height to the bottom it takes some time, which is called time of descent, right? Now my aim is to calculate, I wanted to calculate what is the initial velocity vector. So initial velocity vector can be written as u bar can be written as u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap. This is my initial vector formula. If I write my initial vector u as the vector form, then it becomes u bar equals to u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap. Similarly, I wanted to find out what? Acceleration vector. So my aim is to calculate what is the acceleration vector. Generally acceleration vector is ax into I cap plus ay into j cap. But you can see here, whenever a particle is moving along this particular path, only the gravitational force is acting always downward direction. Always downward direction. There is no horizontal acceleration acting, because in the case of horizontal, the body is moving with uniform velocity. So when a body is moving with uniform velocity, there is no acceleration. So along horizontal, there is no acceleration. That means this term is going to be 0. And finally my acceleration vector becomes what? Minus g into j cap. Why I wrote minus g? Because of the sign conventions. If I take my height as positive, the gravity is always acting downwards, so my gravity will be taken as minus g. So here in the place of ay I have taken what? Minus g j cap. This is the acceleration vector. Now it's time to write the equations in terms of x and y axis. How we can be? So we know already equations of motions. For example, say the first equation of motion is v equals to u plus at. Second one, s is equals to ut plus half at square. And the third one, v square minus u square is equals to 2as, right? These are the three equation motions we already studied in the chapter 1. If I write this equation in terms of x-axis, if I write these values in terms of x-axis, then it becomes vx, u becomes ux, a becomes ax. Similarly, s becomes sx, u becomes ux, a becomes ax. Here also vx, us, ax, sx. These are the values of equations of motion in terms of x-axis. In the same way, if I write the same equations in terms of y-axis, my first equation becomes what? Vy is equals to uy plus ayt, and second one is sy is equals to uy into t plus half ay into t square, and my third equation is vy square minus uy square is equals to 2ay sy. These are the equations of motion along y direction. Because I already mentioned you in the beginning, 2D motion is nothing but an object is always traveling either along x-axis or y axis. We need to specify whether the body is moving along x axis or y axis. Because of that reason only I mentioned here what are the equations of motion along x as well as along y. So this is what the introduction. Now we'll see what will be the velocity at any instant of time that we need to find out now. My aim is to calculate velocity at any instant of time. So that's what I am writing. My aim is to calculate velocity at any instant of time. So this is very important concept. Same situation I am considering here. Say this is my y axis and this is my x axis, and imagine I have a origin here. I am throwing a ball or particle with some initial velocity u, so that my trajectory will be like this, right? So you already know initially this component is ux, which is nothing but u cos theta, and this component is uy, which is nothing but u sin theta, right? My intention is to calculate what? Velocity at any instant of time. For example, here I want to calculate the velocity. Let this is v. I am drawing the tangent over the surface, it gives my velocity, right? If I divide it into components, this becomes my horizontal component. Let this is making an angle alpha, and this becomes my vertical component. Let me consider this is vy and this is vx. Now my aim is to calculate what is the vx value and what is the vy value. If I add both of them, I will be getting my final velocity. That means my velocity vector can be written as vx into I cap plus vy into j cap. This is the format we have to find out, but we are supposed to calculate what is the vx value and what is the vy value. So generally from the equations of motion, I just now I told you what is the equation for calculating velocity at any instant of time. This is the formula, that is v equals to u plus at. First let me calculate it for vx, then it becomes ux and then ax, right? So what is the vx value? We don't know. Vx we have to calculate, but we know what is the ux value. Ux value is u cos theta. This is u cos theta plus what is the acceleration along x axis? It is 0, because there is no acceleration acting in the horizontal direction. And finally my vx becomes u cos theta. This is the value of ux, sorry vx. And similarly I wanted to find out what? Velocity vector along the y direction. So if I calculate it, so my vy becomes uy plus ay into t, and then vy becomes what is the velocity in the vertical direction? That is u sin theta. U sin theta minus plus what is the ay value? Already mentioned you in the beginning, my ay value is equals to minus g. Minus g, that's what I am writing here, minus g into t. Okay, that is the value of vy, and further simplification vy becomes u sin theta minus gt. This is the velocity along y axis. So my aim is to calculate what? Velocity at any instant of time. So my format will be like this, that is v bar is equals to vx into I cap plus vy into j cap. This is the format, right? And then my finally velocity vector becomes what is the vx value? Just now we got here, that is u cos theta into I cap, and what is the vy value? This is u sin theta minus gt into j cap. This is the final expression for what? Velocity at any instant of time. So this is the way to calculate what? Velocity at any instant of time. And here one more question arises, what is the angle between them? What is the direction of the projectile? If they ask, we need to calculate the tan alpha value. So from the diagram, what is the tan alpha? So tan alpha can be written as, so this is alpha means this is also vy. Tan alpha can be written as vy by vx, which is nothing but what is the vy value? That is u sin theta minus gt by what is the vx value? U cos theta. So from here alpha can be written as tan inverse of u sin theta minus gt by u cos theta. So this is the final expression for what? Direction. I hope you understand this particular concept. In the next lecture we will see the relations and what is the maximum height, what is the time period, what is the range, everything we will see, and we will also see the